What is going on, you guys? Welcome back to the channel. As you guys can see, it's dark outside. Rostermania news has no hours. It's sleepless nights here. But as I mentioned in my previous video, I'm going to try to cover as much Rostermania news as I possibly can. And right before bed, it seems like 15 people decided to tweet they were free agents. So here we are. As I'm sure a lot of you guys are aware at this point, by the time I'm posting this video, Minnesota has completely squad wiped their entire roster. Paul X is a restricted free agent, not unrestricted. There is a difference. Ben is a free agent. Ben's from Toronto. There's a bunch of moves going down. So I'm going to try to break it down as much as I can, give you guys some potential landing locations for all of these guys, and really break down what Rostermania really means when people are restricted versus unrestricted. There's a lot of sometimes confusion. Just really quick, going forward, unrestricted and restricted free agency is very different. Unrestricted free agency means the players have autonomy to go wherever they want, whenever they want, and accept whatever offer they would like. Restricted free agency means there still needs to be a negotiation with the organization, essentially meaning that the place that you want to go has to negotiate with your current team in order to get you out of your current contract. Paul X, New York signed him as a sub, so instead of having autonomy to go, to whatever team he would like, whatever team wants him has to come to New York with an offer that New York has to accept. So it's a pretty shit situation to be a restricted free agent, because you can kind of get screwed by your current team, and it's not really up to the player. You kind of just hope that negotiations go well. Whereas unrestricted free agency, again, you can do whatever you want as a player. So touching first on Minnesota, they completely squad wiped their whole team. Obviously, I think the majority of them signed in the Cold War season, so the Cold War year ended, and then this was their player or their team option, excuse me, for the entirety of Vanguard. So all four players get to do whatever they want to do. Now, I think Dylan Attach was one player that everyone was thinking had a million offers going into this offseason. I think he had a phenomenal Vanguard year. He was like a top 10 player. And I think he had a lot of eyes on him going into free agency. So it's no surprise that he wants to field some offers, whether he's going to take those offers back to Minnesota to try to leverage a better deal moving forward, excuse me, or if he just wants to leave Minnesota altogether to try to get himself on a great, maybe like a Seattle. I think a lot of people were throwing around since he could possibly run main AR. A lot of people prefer Dylan on an AR. I think he's just more impactful as a player when he runs an AR. So a lot of people were throwing his name around towards Seattle for accuracy. I'm not sure Seattle's situation. I'm sure it'll happen at some point. We'll get an announcement. But a lot of fans and people were throwing around Dylan to Seattle just as a Lamar potential replacement. Maybe he's just, like I said, fielding offers to try to take back to Minnesota to leverage a little bit more money. Maybe he finds some miracle somewhere that he gets a team that he really enjoys. Maybe Minnesota gives him, full autonomy to build a roster. There's a lot of different situations that could happen with unrestricted free agency. So that's to be determined. As for Dylan's teammates with Priestess, Standy, and Havoc, I'm not sure what's going to go on with these guys. I think Standy had a relatively down year by his Cold War standards. That guy was top 10 in Cold War. I think he had a phenomenal rookie season. So by his standards and probably a lot of other people's, I think he had a relatively down year. I think Priesta is still going to be a hot commodity in the league. I think Preston is absolutely insane when he gets to play the role that he wants, which is do whatever you want, the ultimate green light, if you will. So I think being an unrestricted free agent really gives these players the ability to do whatever they want, to build teams, to go places that without negotiation, it feels very good to be able to pick what you want to do. One person that I really don't know what to expect from is going to be Havoc. The one thing that Colt does have going for him is that submachine gun players are few and far between. Talented submachine gun players are few and far between in the league, and I think Colt played relatively well this season. He was extremely ridiculous in challengers, and then once he got to the league, he slowed down just a tad bit. But I think he's a good fit for a lot of teams right now that have struggling SMGs. So I think Colt could be picked up potentially. Who knows there? There's no job security in Call of Duty, so who knows with that. But I think him and Standy will eventually end up in the league along with Preston. I think all four players are very capable of playing at a professional level, but the Minnesota experiment just didn't work. However, I do think Attach is definitely the #1 on the market right now. Obviously, there's still announcements to come with other teams and things like that, but as of this moment, in my opinion, I think Attach is the end-all, be-all, #1 free agent that teams are going to be looking at. Moving into Benjamin Bance, I don't know what Toronto's going to do. I mentioned in my last video that I said once Toronto makes moves is when a lot of the league is going to start making moves. And Ben is now an unrestricted free agent. I don't need to elaborate. I told you guys already. And he gets to do what he wants. I'm not sure whether that's going to be, you know, going to London to maintain that European brotherhood that he's got going on, or if he wants to go somewhere else to potentially build a roster. I don't know if the rest of Toronto is unrestricted, what the situation is there. A lot of people were talking about Scrappy coming in. I'm not sure the sub dynamic as of this moment. Like I said, when I'm recording this video, the only announcement that Toronto has made is Ben being a free agent. I think everyone kind of assumes that Scrap is coming in for, at this point, it's Ben. So at this point, you have Insight, Scrappy, Cammy, and Kleenex, which is a little bit of a weird roster. I'm assuming they're going to try to go for a sub, potentially a two-man change. I'm not sure the situation there. Maybe like Afro from London. I don't know. I'm spitballing at this point, but the situation there is a little weird in Toronto. I think Cam is potentially gone as well. It's just, it could, a lot of things could happen over the next couple of days. And then to round out today's Rostermania news, we have KRIM as an unrestricted free agent. KRIM, that I think I don't really need to elaborate on, the winningest Call of Duty player of all time, the literal greatest Call of Duty player of all time in terms of accolade. Alec recently passed him prize money, but that's because he would just win champs a bunch of times. We don't care about that. So KRIM, unrestricted free agent, whether he wants to run main AR or flex, I think both are available options for him. He's been playing main AR over the recent years, but I think he is a flex player at heart. I've just always viewed him as a flex player. I've been gunning him as a main for years, so I don't think it's really for him. I'm memeing, please don't fry me. So KRIM, I think he has the superstar potential to walk onto a team kind of thing. So like if Minnesota were to completely squad wipe and want KRIM to build a roster, KRIM could very easily squad up with Dylan. But I really do think both of those guys are main ARs, so I'm not sure if one of them wants to drop towards a flex. In my opinion, it would be KRIM if they wanted a team. I think, again, KRIM just has the potential to walk onto a team and try to build a roster. So I think Rostermania right now, I'm sure there's a million text messages going on and a million DMs right now for players trying to figure it out. It's very weird because I'm really not on the inside of things, so I don't really know. So as I am seeing it, this is my actual reaction to things. I'm very much not in the loop right now because I don't need to be. Whereas, you know, previous seasons, I'm like, yo, who are you teaming with? Oh, I'm able to do this instead. Oh, but bro, this offer is crazy. Oh, but like this guy just became a free agent and I don't want to play with you anymore. And it's stressful. Like I said, KRIM, he has the potential to do whatever he wants as well. Unrestricted free agency it can be beautiful, but it can also be horrible. So we'll see what happens. But my timeline's blowing up with Rostermania news. I don't know what's happening, but I will say being on the sidelines of Rostermania feels infinitely better than being involved in Rostermania. Let me tell you guys. So I'm up what time is it? I'm up at 8:30 at night recording a video. It's dark outside. I'm here to provide you guys the best content that I possibly can. You know, it's just what we do here. But guys, with all of these announcements, I will be here trying to cover as much as I can. Like I said, I want to stray away. Well, not stray away. I will definitely cover the rumors. Don't get shit twisted. But I want to try to cover just the actual news of what's happening and stuff like that. And I'm also live almost every day. I've been streaming Apex, playing with some version of my team. Playing with like Cap, Shane, Ken, Eric, Dylan, Zach. I've pretty much everyone from LAT is on the Apex grind right now. So if you guys are interested in watching, I've been live for the majority of the days so far since COD Champs, obviously. And then the YouTube, thank you guys so much for the love on the second channel. I'm working on it. Definitely going to continue to upload as much as I can there. It's not really like a schedule thing. It's just kind of as we go. You guys should expect content there. Like I said, it's very easy to make short form content as opposed to these longer videos. So the uploads are definitely going to be more frequent over there. So like I said, every single video will have the channel in the description if you guys are interested in heading over and subbing and stuff like that. Thank you so much beforehand if you guys do decide to do that. Rostermania is just getting started. We have, I'm sure, a million more announcements to go. And I will say that it's been a very long time since I've got to sit on the sidelines and kind of soak things in a little bit. I'm usually the one in the trenches trying to make moves and figure out who I'm going to play with, who's going to screw me over. Shout out Envoy, who's, you know, it's much more refreshing to be able to play Apex and really not worry about things. And I've been in these player situations before. It's extremely stressful. Like I said earlier in the video, there's very minimal job security when it comes to Call of Duty. So I'm hoping these guys get onto rosters. Some of them are really good friends of mine. And it's a very stressful situation. I've been in every possible form of Rostermania that you could be in. At the end of the day, you guys do have to remember that the people that aren't getting jobs are human beings. And sometimes, you know, the cars just don't flop the way that you would like them to. So thank you guys for watching. As always, I will be here to cover as much as I possibly can. Hopefully they decide to tweet at a better hour that's not 8:30 at night, maybe like at 12 p.m. I would appreciate it. Maybe I can cover it on stream. I don't know what we're doing right now. We decided to blow up Twitter at 8 o'clock at night. So anyway, as always, thank you guys so much for watching, and have a fantastic rest of your night. What am I doing here, man? What is this?